everybody. We're here for the Living on Campus housing application Google Hangout. My name is Michael Danahy. I work for UK Housing. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's @MikeDMadeIt. So check that out. I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Mel Lesh. I'm the Academic Program Coordinator working with Living Learning Programs and Academic Initiatives in Residence Life.
Hi, I'm Charity Bradley. I'm the Marketing Manager for UK Dining. We are at UKY Dining on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, I was joking about following my own Twitter, but if you want to follow Housing's Twitter, it's @UKHouseResLife. Our Instagram is UK Housing Res Life, and you can check us out on Facebook as well. And we'll have those handles up on the screen later today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. A couple things I want to mention. We're going to have our presentation here. Feel free to take notes while you're at home. If you want to ask questions, if you take your mouse and hover over the left-hand side of your screen and click the Q&A button, you'll be able to type in questions there, and we will be able to answer them for you at the end of the broadcast. So be sure to check that out. All right, we are going to go ahead and get started on the presentation. Just one second. Okay. Present. Cool. Awesome. Just want to make sure that I actually make it go, but cool. All right, cool. So now you all can see our screen, so that's great. We're going to go ahead and go through this. First thing is first, we're going to go ahead and, sorry, having technical difficulty here. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. Today's topics today, we're going to go over the living learning programs. We're going to talk about room type and area of campus. Then we're going to talk about dining. And then we are going to go ahead and do a walkthrough of your application. And if you have any questions, be sure to let us know. As I said, we can cover those at the end. So if we go ahead and Mel here is going to talk about the living learning programs for you.
On the screen, you'll see that there are all of our living learning programs listed. I'm going to go through each of them and give you kind of a brief introduction to them, but if you have any questions, feel free to give us a Q&A there in the box. So there's all the logos of all the ones that we have for next year, and now I'm going to show you kind of three at a time and talk about them. First off, we have the Agriculture Residential College. That's for first-year students that are in the College of Agriculture, Food and Environment. You have to be a first-year student, and then you also have to be a first-year student, and you have to be somebody who's in the College of Agriculture, Food and Environment. So if your major is that, then definitely go ahead and apply. They'll do stuff both with the college, but outside in the community. So UK is a big kind of horse farming agriculture place, and so make sure that if you're interested in it, go for it. Business Enterprise works with students who are in the college, first and second year students in the Gatton College of Business and Economics. So they work with students who are interested in business and econ that have those majors, and work with faculty and campus partners who are focused specifically on that. The CI Connect community is for students who are actually enrolled in the College of Communication and Information. So if you have a journalism major, if you have an ISC major, definitely check that community out. The Creative Arts Residential College is actually going to be new for next year. It's a college that anyone who's interested in the creative and performing arts can actually apply to. And so the Creative Arts Residential College is open to any major, any year. It'll be in Limestone Park 1, which is a new building that's opening next year. And they'll have, practice spaces. They'll have different spaces that kind of center around excuse me, different spaces that center around the performing and the creative arts. And so it's a combination between the Arts and Sciences College and the Fine Arts College, and they're able to kind of facilitate people who are interested in the arts, even if they're not a major in the arts themselves. So if you're interested, that's an idea, like a theme-based residential learning community. The Ed Life community is for anyone in the College of Education, so you can be any year, but you have to have your major as something in the College of Education. So I know that they're working with their peer mentors to actually go into the schools next year to help out and kind of learn more about education and teaching. The next one is the Engineering Residential College. That's for any year student who's majoring in the College of Engineering. We have a really great engineering program at the University of Kentucky, and the Engineering Residential College goes right along with that. So they have engineering classes in Woodland Glen 3, which is where that'll be next year, and they have a really strong partnership with faculty members in the Engineering Residential College. The next one is the First Generation Community. It's for students who are first-year students, but they're also students who are first generation. And that means that if your parents have not completed college or done more than 2 years of college, then you're considered a first-year or first-generation student. And so you might not have access to the same types of resources that other students whose parents went to college, went through college, know the whole process have. And so they have study sessions, they have the ability to kind of connect you to extra resources that you might not get if you are a first generation student. The next community, just to note, the greenhouse community will not be available for next year. So the next community is the honors community. That's for students who've been formally admitted into the UK honors program. And so you have to actually apply for honors and be accepted before you can be in the honors residential college. And there's 3 different buildings for that. There's a very robust honors program, and the honors program itself helps to facilitate not only faculty connections, but also study sessions, and programs like Harry Potter Month, which happens in the residence hall, and I think this year they actually had over 62 programs that happened, and over 600 times students actually were involved in those programs during that month. And so they did yoga, they did potions, which was studying for chemistry, stuff like that, which was a really great time, and is a really great community. The next community is INET. That's the Network for Entrepreneurial Thinking. It's for first-year students in any major who want to be an entrepreneur or who want to be an innovator and kind of work with businesses and kind of create their own business in the future. The next community is healthcare or interprofessional healthcare residential college. You'll often hear people refer to that as IROC. That actually is a collaboration between 9 different colleges, like the College of Dentistry, Medicine, Health Sciences, Nursing, Pharmacy, Public Health, Social Work, Communication, Agriculture, and Food and Environment. So if you're interested in healthcare in any way, shape, or form, definitely give that community a look. And it's for first-year students and returning students who've already been in the community. The next community, kinesiology, Lex Engaged, excuse me. Lex Engaged is open to any first-year student. It's an interest-based community. And so Lex Engaged is for students who are interested in community service and leadership positions. And Lex Engaged actually goes out into the community and actually spends a lot of their time trying to give back to Lexington and make sure that students are developing their leadership skills. The next community is the ROTC community. It's for people who are in ROTC and they're wanting to enhance their ROTC leadership training. So you have to be a part of ROTC, but then once you get into that, you're able to join the community and you actually have help for PT or help for understanding the ropes with ROTC while you're living in the same building with other cadets. The next community listed is the STEM Cats community. It's open to any first-year student who's interested in a STEM major, so science, technology, engineering, and math. It's found in Woodland Glen 4. They do something called Fast Track, so you're actually able to come to campus a week early and get kind of caught up on certain courses, so math courses, science courses, chemistry, those types of things. The next community is a transfer community. So if you're a student who has had previous courses at another institution, you transfer into the university. You might be an older student or you might just be transitioning. You're actually able to apply for the transfer community and live with other students who know about college, but they don't know about UK specifically. So apply for that, and that's for any student who's transferring from another 2 or 4 year college. And then Wired, the Wired Residential College is actually for first-year students and then the people who've been in the community before. And so Wired is kind of a combination of different types of majors, but students who are interested in technology and also trying to kind of find your connections throughout the university in a broad way. Finally, we have kinesiology and health promotion and wellness. These two communities actually are combining for next year to kind of create a super community. They are both KHP majors, kinesiology majors, and people who are interested in wellness. So people who like to work out, who like to make sure that they're eating, wonderful things, those kinds of things. So more information will be upcoming on that on our website in the early spring. But right now we're kind of figuring that out. So if you're interested in wellness or KHP issues, make sure that you apply for one of those communities.
All right, well, thank you, Mel. That was awesome. Just wanted to remind you guys, if you have any questions while we're going through this presentation here, if you look in I actually misspoke earlier, if you look in the top right corner of your screen, you're going to see an icon that looks like several small squares making up one big square. If you go ahead and click that, it's going to drop down and have the questions and answers that you can type in. And you can go ahead and type those questions on there for us so that we can answer those here at the end of the presentation. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about room type and area of campus. We got a lot of different awesome things to talk about. First off, you want to know about where and what the place is going to look like that you're living. So let's go ahead and talk about room type. We have multiple different options for our room type here on campus, and I'll kind of go through those different options and what sort of amenities and the different characteristics that they have. So the first one we're going to talk about is our traditional rooms. These rooms are going to be kind of what you would think about when you think about rooms when you're just brainstorming, oh, what's it going to look like when I'm living in college? And this is going to kind of be what that looks like. It's going to be two roommates in a room, double occupancy with a community bathroom and twin XL beds. They also are located in the Blanding-Kerwin complex. And as far as if you're thinking about, is this going to be a good place for me to live to help make friends? Well, all of our residence halls are, and what's kind of nice about this one is these, build and foster community because you are going to be close with your roommates in terms of proximity, and it's going to make things really easy to make friends. And as you're curious about price for the semester, those are just going to be about $2,400 there for a semester. So when you're kind of, thinking about how much is it going to cost to live on campus, that would be a good thing to think about. The next room type that I'm going to show you all is called our 4-person suite. The 4-person suite is going to be, you're going to share kind of a suite style area with you and your roommate are then going to connect through a bathroom that you share with another set of students. So you each kind of have your own little section in the room, and then the 4 of you all are sharing that shower and the toilet there. Kind of nice because, you're going to get to know your suite mates. It's going to be semi-private bathroom, as I said, semi-private bath, and you're going to have twin XL beds in those rooms. These rooms are located in Baldwin Hall, Central Hall 2, Hagen Hall, Ingalls Hall, Lyman T. Johnson Hall, Roselle Hall, and Smith Hall. If you're thinking about price, they're going to cost around $3,600 a semester. And these also great way, to foster community, as I said, because you're going to be interacting with basically 4 people, or well, 3 other people other than yourself. The next room that I'm going to talk to you all about is actually our most common room type here on campus. It's called the 2-bedroom suite. The way the 2-bedroom suite is set up, it's going to be 2 private bedrooms, and you have a semi-private bedroom. You're going to have full extra long beds. Granite countertops, kind of like a living space right there in the middle. You're each going to get your own sink. These rooms are going to have a mini fridge and a microwave for you all to use, and just you and your roommate are going to be sharing that shower. They're located in Champions Court 1 and 2, Hagen Hall, Limestone Park 1, which is going to be opening here in the fall, and all of our Woodland Glens, Woodland Glen 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're all going to be those room types. And the price for those are about $4,000 or so a semester. The 4-bedroom suite is our next room type that we're going to talk about. It is 4 individual bedrooms. You're going to have a common area there. You're going to have a small little kitchenette with a nice fridge and everything. A little table for you all to eat at, some couches for you guys to kind of hang out on. And there are 2 bathrooms there, so 2 individuals will share each restroom. And those room types are located in Limestone Park 2 and Champions Court 2. And they are about $4,400 a semester. Our last room type is the 2-bedroom deluxe suite, which is a brand new room type that we're going to have on campus this coming fall. It's going to have 2 bedrooms, semi-private bathroom, full extra long beds, granite countertops in that kitchenette. So if you're referencing back to that 4-bedroom suite, the 2-bedroom deluxe is basically the 4-bedroom suite cut in half. So it's going to be you and a roommate sharing those spaces. That is just located in Limestone Park 2 and around $4,700 a semester. Next thing I'm going to talk to you about is area of campus. You know, where you're thinking about where you're going to live. You know, I was talking about all these different buildings that these rooms are in. Well, it's important to think about where these buildings are in relation to, you know, kind of what's important for you. So if you're looking at our North Campus area, you're going to have Champions Court, both of them there. You're going to have Roselle Hall, the Limestone Park buildings, and you're going to be right there next to Blazer Cafe, which Charity I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit, and you're going to be close to a lot of your different classes in the UK bookstore. Next, Central Campus. Those are Hagen Hall, Central 2, and it says on the map there's Central 1, but it's actually Lyman T. Johnson Hall. You know, that's kind of a nice little area if you're looking to be, again, a short walk to class. They're actually building a brand new academic science building right next to Hagen there, so that's nice. And you'll be close to William T. Young Library and the Starbucks in it. Lastly, we have South Campus, which is going to be the majority of our residence halls. We're going to have all of our Woodland Glens over there, the Kerwin Blanding Complex, Smith, Baldwin, and Ingalls. They're all going to be options over there. You're also just a short walk from the library, even though you can't see it at the moment, but you're even shorter walk to our brand new dining facility here on campus, the 90. It's got a lot of great food options, definitely something you should check out. And with that, I'm actually going to turn things over to Charity, and she's going to talk to you about the dining we have here on campus.
So as Michael mentioned, we just opened the 90. That is a large building that has classrooms, dining facilities, a lot of living learning spaces inside of it. What you see on the screen is a picture of the Fresh Food Company. That's the largest all-you-can-eat restaurant that we have on campus. So it's a focus on food made in front of you, made fresh with products from within the state. And it's a really great place where you can sit down with your friends and have a great meal. Let's talk a little bit about the dining program. So when you come to campus, you will have a meal plan. What that means is you decide in advance how much food you'll eat for the semester. It sounds like a daunting task, but we spend a lot of time at orientation talking with you about did you select the right meal plan on your housing and meal plan contract, talking about your eating habits. Do you get up and eat breakfast in the morning? Do you plan to go home on the weekends? Do you like fast food? Do you like sit-down meals? Those types of things will help plan what the right meal plan is for you. So the meal plan has 2 parts. It has meals and flex dollars. Meals are an all-you-can-eat swipe of your card to go inside of Blazer Dining on North Campus, or Fresh Food Company, which is between Central and South Campus, as Michael said. So you would swipe your card, go into these all-you-can-eat restaurants, and eat until your heart's content. It's great food, and you're really going to enjoy it. You'll eat the majority of your meals at those 2 locations. But as a convenience, if you can't make it to Blazer or Fresh Food for all of your meals, we also accept accept your meals as Wildcat deals. So that's 9 different restaurants across campus, some of which are in the academic neighborhood where your classes are, where you could get a combo instead of visiting Blazer or Fresh Food Company. At 4 p.m. at night, Chick-fil-A, Subway, and Panda Express in our food court actually start accepting those Wildcat deals, and that's a real popular thing that we find with students. They like to go and have that as a Wildcat deal. The other part of the meal plan are flex dollars. So your meal plan will come with anything between 200 and a little over 700 flex dollars. What that is, it's like money that's on your student ID stored in a separate bucket that you don't pay tax on, and that money is used in the different dining locations. We have 26 restaurants right now, coffee shops, convenience stores, the 2 all-you-can-eat restaurants, and other restaurants. In the fall, we're actually going to have 31 restaurants. So while you're at home, we're here building things so you can have more places to eat and live on campus. Let's talk about the individual meal plans. So what you see on screen is our lowest meal plan for residents living on campus. That's the basic 7 meal plan. So on Sunday, you would get 7 meals loaded to your student ID, and you have until the end of the week to use those meals. If you don't use those meals, the meals expire. So that's only 7 meals for the week. You might ask, is that a good plan for everyone? It's not a good plan for everyone, but it's great for folks that have parents that live nearby that go home on the weekends or eat really not very much food, or folks that even work for dining services, because we pay you also in meals as well besides the meals. So you're going to get 7 meals per week at Blazer, Fresh Food Company, or as Wildcat deals, and that comes with $200 in flex. Let's look at the next plan. The white 10, you would get 10 meals loaded on Sunday and have until Saturday to use those meals. It's an average of 2 per day if you went home on weekends. So if your eating habits are a little bit more than the basic 7, we have most folks that come to campus and they say, I'm really looking for 3 meals a day. On average, you eat, at least 2 or 3 meals a day. The majority of the folks do. So that meal plan comes with 300 flex dollars. In addition, it also has 5 guest meals per semester. So if you wanted to bring a friend, or your parents are in town, or somebody forgot their meal card, you could swipe for them, and they could go to Blazer Fresh Food Company or use a Wildcat deal. Let's look at the Blue 14. That's a very popular plan. The Blue 14 is an average of 2 meals per day that you would use at the restaurants that I mentioned, and it comes with 300 flex dollars, and it also has 10 guest meals per semester. Our newest meal plan is the All Access plan, and that's really the best value. What you get with the All Access plan is unlimited meals per week at Blazer and Fresh Food Company. So all day long, you can come in and out of those restaurants. There's only really a 30-minute buffer in between when you can come in and out, and we're open very early in the morning until 10 at night most days. So you really get a lot of access to food. We have parents that say, I don't want my child to run out of food. The All Access is a great plan to start with. It also comes with 4 Wildcat deals per day, 300 flex dollars for the semester, and 10 guest meals per semester. So it's really your best value. If I know we're talking a lot about living on campus, but if you happen to live off campus, we also have plans for commuters. And it's worth mentioning that you can always add more flex dollars at any time. The flex dollars can be used at all the restaurants on campus.
Okay, the next part of this presentation here, we're going to kind of go over your Living on Campus application. I know a lot of you guys have just been accepted to the University of Kentucky, so congratulations, future Wildcats. But what's the next part? The next thing you got to do is check out and complete your application to live on campus. So we're going to go ahead and I'll kind of go over these steps here. First step is obviously start the application. You can find How to do that, it's going to be on your My UK portal. But if you're looking for kind of a step-by-step written, how can I do this? How can I get some help? Go ahead and visit our website at uky.edu/housing and go to the How to Apply tab. It's going to be able to help you. And also, at the bottom of that page is a button that says Step by Step, and you can go ahead and click that, and it'll help you out and kind of give you a list. I also want to remind everyone, if you're having any questions, I'm noticing we're getting a lot of questions as things are going on here in the presentation. Be sure to go ahead to go to that top right-hand corner of the screen and click the icon that looks like a bunch of tiny little squares making a bigger square, and you'll be able to type in your questions and we can address those at the end. So steps 2 and 3. These are kind of about some personal details. We're going to need some personal details just to kind of get their application started off, as well as some background information. Simple, pretty easy. You all know yourselves better than we do. So obviously, you can just fill that brief information in. We can really get into the nitty-gritty of the application itself. Step 4 is going to be your contract. Your application to living on campus is a legal document because you're officially becoming a member of the Big Blue Nation. So you need to go ahead and sign that contract, agreeing to the terms of your fall and spring assignment. And it's a very important step. Got to make things official. Nothing's official without a signature. Step 5 is going to be you need to pay that $50 non-refundable housing application fee. I just want to note that when you go ahead and pay that fee, you're going to be taken to another website to do this. So if a little thing pops up on your screen and says, warning, you're going to another website, don't panic. That's okay. We just process it through a different way. All right, now we get to start the fun stuff. Step number 6 is going to be your living learning program section of the application. You saw all those different options that Mel was talking about. If you want, you're able to go back and review this video later on YouTube. You can check it out. So as you're doing that, if you're interested in applying for a living learning program, you need to complete your Living on Campus application, which includes the LLP application, by February the 15th. You have the option to apply for 3 living learning programs. Keep in mind, your acceptance into a living learning program will determine your room assignment. So as we are going through there, some of them are located in certain residence halls, like engineering is in Woodland Glen 3. So if you get accepted into the engineering program, by virtue of that, you would be living in Woodland Glen 3. So if you're not interested in doing a living learning program, and you're not obligated to, though a lot of people find a lot of benefits with them, just click no preference for all 3 of your options as far as your preferences for the application. Step 7 is going to be your room type and area of campus, your living preferences. You can just go ahead and select your preferences for both of those. Your preference is going to be taken into consideration, but obviously stuff is done based on availability. Assignments are done on first come, first serve kind of basis. But just, go ahead and think about those areas of campus, north, south, central, and the type of room type you want, those 5 different options that I listed earlier, and you can, figure out where you would like to live. In addition to that, step number 8 is going to be some personal preferences. You can kind of fill out some personal lifestyle preferences, and this is going to help us place you in an environment that we feel is most suitable for you, because we want everyone to have the best living on campus experience possible. Step 9, your meningitis vaccination. Go ahead and get your vaccination now. Get it out of the way. It's important to do that. The University of Kentucky requires all students who live on campus, actually not even just that, but all students, to have a meningitis vaccination to live here. You can send proof of the vaccination to uhsmedicalrecords@uky.edu, and you can find that email address on our website if you need to. But please do not send these vaccination forms to the Housing Assignments Office. Step 10 is going to be your meal plan. You can explore the meal plan options and choose the best fit for you. Charity went over a lot of those, so that's good. But if you do not select a meal plan, but by July the 25th, you will automatically be assigned to the all access plan. So that's important to think about. All right, steps 11 and 12 are going to be all about your roommate. So go ahead and fill out on the roommate search. You can kind of fill out a profile and browse different roommates of people who have similar preferences with you. Maybe if you know you're going to do a random roommate, but you're looking for somebody you know that you could click with, this would be a good way to go ahead and go about finding that. As far as your roommate preference goes, if there is someone you know you'd like to live with, you may request up to 3 roommate preferences. It's important to confirm your roommate request if you would each like to be paired together. So let's say I would like to room with my friend Joe. Both Joe and I are going to need to confirm the roommate request on either one of our applications so that we could each live with each other. Some important dates and deadlines. If you applied to UK by December the 1st, that means that you are on the early action track. So that's awesome. If you apply by February the 15th, that's going to be the regular decision track. So now that you've applied to the university and everything, applying for housing in the Living Learning Program, remember, if you want to be accepted into a Living Learning Program, you need to apply by February the 15th. And the regular decision track, you just apply for housing by April the 1st. When you're going to receive, you're kind of wondering, hey, where am I going to live? Have they told me for sure? If you are on that early action track, you're going to receive your building assignment and your Living Learning Program offers by April the 15th, and the regular decision track by June the 1st. And your exact room assignment is going to be for early action on June the 30th, as well as regular decision. As far as our social media goes, we kind of mentioned those before. Be sure to connect with us on different forums. Here they're all listed on the screen. I'll kind of leave them up here for a couple extra seconds just so you guys can go ahead and get out your smartphones and get ready to follow us. It's awesome. Be sure to do so. And if you have any questions about any of your application or anything, you're more than welcome to connect with us on social media because we can reach out to you and answer those questions that way as well. Okay, we are going to go ahead and dive into the question and answer period here in just a second. A reminder, if you have any questions, go ahead and go to that top right square-shaped icon, and you can type out your questions. It looks like a grid, so if that's easier to help you figure that out. So just a moment, and we will get things started there. Pulling it up for us.
So we're going to start answering questions.
Cool, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, awesome. It sounds like we might be having some audio issues, so I want to go ahead and figure that out for you all. But as we start, let's see. Can you decline an acceptance to an LLP? Mel, you want to help them out with that while I look at this?
You can decline once you have been offered a place in an LLP. You'll get an email through at least one of the email addresses that you provided on your housing application. They will ask you to go back into your MyUK, look at that section, and accept or decline that offer. And so you can decline an offer from an LLP if you decide that you do not want to actually do that LLP anymore. Someone also mentioned something in the past about whether they should, if they have to apply for LLPs or not. You are not forced to apply for LLPs, but it is highly encouraged because there's actually no extra cost to it, and there's a lot of benefits to being in a living learning program. So if you're kind of conflicted on whether or not you should be in an LLP, go ahead and apply and then kind of consider it. Maybe reach out to our email, livelearn@uky.edu, and ask us some questions, and then if you get an offer, you can decline it in the end if you decide that you actually do not want to do that.
Allie asks, what are all of the Wildcat deal areas on campus?
That's a great question. We have that listed on our dining website. If you go to the FAQs button and you go down and it lists all the Wildcat deals and what you would get to eat at each restaurant. I'll go ahead and mention what the restaurants are. Fusion, Intermezzo, Greens to Go, Ovid's, Panda Express, Chick-fil-A, Subway in Bowman's Den, K-Lair, and Bluegrass Cafe, which is at BCTC. And the meals, as I said, are at Blazer and Fresh Food Company.
Awesome. Let's see. Lauren asks, can we fill out the housing application even if we don't know if we're going to Kentucky yet? Yes, as long as you've been accepted to the University of Kentucky, you are more than welcome to go ahead and fill out that application. In fact, I would encourage you to do so because first off, you're going to get to see all the awesome options that we have. But second of all, it's just smart to go ahead and get that taken care of and out of the way. So that would be good. Let's see. Allie asks, why can we not change our LLP preferences on the application?
You actually can. The only kind of caveat to that is that you need to contact us so that we can unlock your application. I think it has something to do with the software. And so if you are interested in changing your preferences, let's say that you applied and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I'm interested in an interest-based community instead of a major-based one, contact the Residence Life office, 859-257-4784, or you can email us at livelearn@uky.edu, and one of us will actually be able to unlock your application and let you go back and finish the preferences that you have.
Let's see. Alexander was kind of wondering about some of the different vegetarian options that we have on campus to eat.
Oh, that's great timing. We're actually working on a vegan and vegetarian guide in my office. So we have a lot of options for vegans and vegetarians. We'll have that vegan and vegetarian guide posted in a few weeks. Throughout the different locations, our dietitian, registered dietitian, Laura McKnight Ford, has made sure that there's some great options. I don't typically eat vegetarian, so I wouldn't know those offhand, but we'll have that ready for you and online here in just a few weeks.
Allie was going and asking about as far as Greenhouse, the Living Learning Program. It is listed on the application this year, but unfortunately, things just weren't working out, and we were not going to be able to offer that one this coming year. However, as you saw during the presentation, we have a lot of different options, so definitely encourage you to check all those different ones out. Let's see. Abby asks, if my major is biology and pre-professional program, pre-dentistry, what living learning program will that be?
Okay, it kind of depends. If you're wanting to focus on STEM and you're wanting to kind of focus on your major at first before you get into dentistry, then you can go into STEM cats. But if you're interested in kind of right out the gate, getting started thinking long-term, thinking about dentistry, then I would definitely encourage you to choose IROC, just because you're around people who are interested in different healthcare fields, and that's one of them. And so you'll actually connect with people in the College of Dentistry and other people who are interested in working in healthcare, which is its own type of system. So it really depends on what you're interested in, which focus you want to have, because you have both of those options.
Let's see. Someone was asking about whether or not they're conflicted, whether or not they think joining an LLP is worth the time, if they think it'd be making them too busy, what have you. Do you want to talk about that a little?
Yeah. The benefits for going into an LLP are really great, because you actually get to start out the year in this university that's huge with a smaller community that you're able to connect with. And so if your major is engineering, then you're able to actually meet other people who are in the same kind of boat as you. So people who are new to the university that are interested in engineering, and since engineering is such a good college, but it's also kind of tough, you have an extra kind of support that's built into the residence hall, in addition to the academic faculty that you meet that provide extra resources for you. So there's no extra cost to applying for it. And if you get into the living learning program and halfway through the year you feel like it's just too much, that you can't focus on everything at once, you can actually work out kind of a different situation. So don't feel like you're kind of trapped in it, but I would definitely encourage people to give it a shot, apply for it, see if you get in. If you need to decline the offer at that point, that's fine. If you get in halfway through the year and you need to talk to one of the academic partners and kind of say you feel like you're being overwhelmed, you could actually negotiate some different things with them. So it's fairly flexible when it comes to requirements, and so don't feel like you have to be locked into everything as soon as you apply for it.
Allie asks, what type of computer would be best for me if I am in the MAT program? Allie, and this goes to anybody regardless of what program you're thinking about going in, just a recommendation as far as where to go. You know, you're thinking about getting a laptop and different recommendations and everything. You can check out uky.edu/UKAT/hardware guide. If you want to do a Google search, it's going to be UKY technology requirements. So that's the easiest way to find that. As far as everything else, if you guys have any specific questions, you know, in general, you can check out our website, uky.edu/housing. We're going to have all those steps on the application. We're going to have our social media links. You can check out our our phone numbers on there as well. For dining, you're going to have uky.campusdish.com. It's going to have a lot of good stuff for you there. Does anybody else have any specific questions they want to go ahead and list for us while we're here? Alrighty, well, that works. Go ahead and, as I said, you guys will have the opportunity to look back at this video if you have any questions. As you're applying for living on campus, always our doors are open. You can give us a ring or what have you. We're happy to answer your questions. And from all of us here at the University of Kentucky and all of our different partners of living on campus here, I hope you have a wonderful winter season, a great holiday. Stay safe and just enjoy this time with family and friends, because this time next year you'll be done with your first semester of college. So that's pretty exciting. So as always, see blue and go Cats. Take it easy, guys.